Two of the victims are in serious condition. The other victim is being treated for minor injuries. No workers at the site were hurt. Now, the crane was being secured at the time of the accident because of concerns over the wind.
Take a look now at that incredible video you just saw a few moments ago. This is from a cell phone. The moment the crane tipped over, it starts falling slowly, then picks up speed. The crane clips some buildings before smashing onto parked cars and the street below.
All of this happening at around 8:30 this morning on Worth Street between Church and West Broadway. We have before and after images of the crane. The photo on the left was just taken yesterday, and on the right, you see it toppled over.
We have a team of reporters covering the collapse, starting with Eyewitness News reporter Rob Nelson, live with the breaking details. Rob?
Well, good afternoon, Charlene. The extraordinary scene behind me really does say it all. This tragedy started at 8:24 this morning. As you said, one person has been killed, several others hurt, some seriously. And of course, the big question now remains, how in the world did this happen? This massive crane was working on 60 Hudson Street, standing nearly 600 feet in the air and weighing more than 300 tons. And it all came crashing down this morning on Worth Street in Tribeca, crushing cars and swiping at least one building on the way down. Residents and workers said they thought it was a bomb or even an earthquake. The wreckage now lines several blocks. A 38-year-old man from the Upper West Side who was just sitting inside of one of those parked cars did not survive, and others are being treated in the hospital for their injuries. Ironically enough, crews were in the process of putting the crane in a secure position because of today's high winds, and it was during that process when this collapse took place for reasons that are still unclear. The deadly accident did impact local streets, subways, and buses, and also forced evacuations of nearby buildings. Con Ed has also shut off power and gas in the area just as a precaution, and officials had to check the structural integrity of nearby buildings. Mayor de Blasio came to the scene about 10 this morning and admitted this tragedy actually could have been a lot worse.
I walked the length of the crane. You can see how powerful the damage was, but you can also see again that it was something of a miracle that there wasn't more impact, and thank God that the impact on people wasn't worse, because this is an area that normally would have had a lot of people around it, rush hour in the morning, lower Manhattan. But because, again, the crane was being lowered into the secure position and the construction workers were blocking off the area, the danger to people on the street was lessened, and thank God we didn't have more injuries and we didn't lose more people.
Now, considering the height and the weight of this massive crane, you can imagine the force when it fell. Take a look at this picture. This actually is like a wrecking ball-like device that was part of the crane. It actually went through a window, and that equipment landed on someone's desk inside one of those buildings. Again, speaking to the force and just the impact of this kind of collapse, more than 300 tons of crane falling in the middle of Tribeca. Just surreal. A few more things to pass on. Again, one person has been killed, 3 people have been injured. All of those injuries, though, are considered not to be life-threatening. 4 buildings in all were struck when that crane collapsed. This is actually the first collapse in New York City, crane collapse, since 2008. But during that press conference a little while ago, the mayor has ordered more than 400 cranes across New York City to be secured immediately. Reporting live in Tribeca, Rob Nelson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Rob, some truly stunning images coming out of this. That video you saw moments ago, the crane collapsing as it was happening, just incredible. Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg talked with the man who captured that tragic moment. She joined us live with the details. Lauren?
And Charlene, he had an incredible vantage point because he was working nearby on a construction site. Right behind me, you can see what is called the knuckle of the crane. That's sort of almost the midsection. The crane extends further east on Worth Street, and that man who shot the video was working on top of 56 Leonard Street. They were on their way down because of windy conditions when he noticed the crane swaying and started shooting video. Take a look at that video now. It is compelling. Here's what he had to say.
And as we were walking down, we stopped on one of the floors and we watched this crane was swaying in the wind. And we noticed that they decided to start lowering it down across the street.
And that raised a little bit of concern for you because you actually started shooting some video from your iPhone.
Yes. we decided to start videoing it, and as we were videoing it, it actually lost momentum as it was coming down. It gained speed, and then it flipped over.
And it came down with such a loud boom, even 5 blocks away where I was in Tribeca at the time. I felt it. Another construction worker who was with Glenn Zito, Dan Vaughn, also shot video from a very similar vantage point. You can see the crane swaying and just coming right down through the buildings, clipping some of the buildings on its way down. You know, this was a busy hour. This was rush hour. People going to work. Construction sites were open, and we spoke with one man, Freddie Johnson, who was working on Leonard Street at a construction site, standing pretty much on the corner where we are right now. He too saw the crane coming down, and he rushed to help. Here's what he had to say.
I was working right here in the corner here, and I saw the crane coming down. And when it came down, it made a loud noise, and it hit. And we all ran to see if we could help out. But they stopped us from going there because they told us to go back, and there was a man trapped underneath.
He saw it coming down. And nothing that he was able to do because he was sent back. We believe that the man who was trapped underneath is the person who passed away when this crane came down. That is the very latest from the corner of Leonard and West Broadway, just 1 block north of where this crane came down in Tribeca. Lauren Glassberg, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lauren, that video says it all, just leaves you breathless. Thank you for that. Our coverage continues now with Eyewitness News reporter Tim Fleischer. He has some new information about the evacuations in that area. Tim?
And Charlene, certainly this has been quite upsetting to a lot of residents who live in the area. I can take you right up the street here. You can see where the firemen and the Con Ed workers at this hour are still dealing with some of their concerns over gas at this point. So they're taking care of that. But you can see surrounding where the crane went down, there are a number of small apartment buildings here, and a number of people who live in those buildings are quite upset by what's happened here today. Some of them have left the buildings. I talked to one man who said he was being evacuated about a block away from here. But again, we haven't had a confirmation of any particular residential buildings that are evacuated. But nevertheless, as a result of what's happened, they have watched this crane. They have seen this crane here on the block for the last couple of days, and some of them have raised a number of concerns by it. Here's what they had to say.
We're all terrified. People died this morning. It was very much like a mini 9/11 to the people who worked and lived in this immediate neighborhood. The difference is we saw it coming, and there was nothing to do about it. We could do nothing. We were powerless.
This was another example of something happening early in the morning, and there was a weather advisory last night as well. We knew what the weather was going to be like, including the bad weather.
And again, they've raised those concerns because they've seen this crane. It's known as a crawler crane, but it was unusually tall, as Rob pointed out before. And as a result of that, because it was so tall and working in this kind of weather, that's where these concerns were raised by a number of the residents here. Reporting live in Tribeca, Tim Fleischer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Tim. Heather Rourke monitoring the street closures and traffic in the area. And Heather, what can you tell us?
David, I can tell you that the mayor said that the streets in Tribeca, many streets will remain closed. So we're going to head over to our maps and we'll tell you what streets are going to stay closed down. Obviously, Worth Street will be closed between Hudson and Church Streets, and then the streets between Canal Street and Chambers Street will close down. So basically, this triangle right here closing down until further notice. Now, take a look at how close this is to the Holland Tunnel. So traffic coming to and from the Holland Tunnel, leaving tonight, that will affect your ride. Also, as you try to cross the East River, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge coming into the city or leaving the city, trying to get to the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge especially. 1, 2, and 3 trains bypassing Franklin and Chambers Streets. And then you have the buses, the M5, 8, 15, 22, 28, and 27 trains. And then your PATH trains, just if you're taking that World Trade Center stop, you're going to have to be diverted around that spot as well. Charlene, over to you.
Heather, thank you for that. Stay with Eyewitness News as we learn more about the victims of the collapse and what exactly went wrong. Investigative reporter Jim Hoffer will join us with more on the crane company.
Well, this morning's snowstorm getting lots of attention today. There was snow, there was wind, there was ice, and you may have heard a rumble in the morning. Many call it thunder snow.
Yeah, some of the heaviest snow came down on Long Island. Our camera capturing drivers spinning out as they tried to get traction on the streets in Ronkonkoma. Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett is covering the conditions, but let's begin with meteorologist Bill Evans with a look at the AccuWeather forecast.
Well, you know, there's still a lot of problems, and the first one I want to show you here is in Suffolk County, Long Island. This is the biggest problem. This is right here on the Northern State Parkway, and it's right there. You see the roadways still have a lot of snow. They just went by with the snow plows, but that's at Deer Park Avenue. Our temperature now in Central Park is 32 degrees.